Hi, this will be a short mini lecture on the biology of the cell. So I got my information from this book, The Molecular Biology of the Cell, by few authors. Alberts is one of them. So this is considered the best book on the biology of the cell, and it is very famous. Okay, so I'll just summarize lah what is the first chapter about. So it starts with life. When we ask what is life, life is cells. Everything you see, anything that is alive, whether it's plants, animals, bacteria, is consists of cells. So in order to know what is life, you must know what is cells. In order to know how to solve diseases, how to improve our health, we have to also know what are cells, how the cells work. Okay, so there are three main branches of life in the world. One, they call it three. Bacteria is the first, archaea is the second, eukaryotes is the third. So how they know three branches? Because bacteria and archaea look the same, they look alike. Sometimes you can tell the difference by looking at them. The difference come from genetic analysis lah, because lately they have a way to do DNA sequencing very fast. You give them maybe 1 day 2 days, they can do the complete genetic DNA sequencing. So from the DNA sequencing, they can study and they know there are three main branches lah. Okay. So what is the difference between bacteria and archaea besides the DNA is, right? So that one I will cover later. Eukaryotes and bacteria and archaea, what are the differences, I'll cover later. Okay. So all animals come from a single cell. In fact, it was a sperm and an ovum and an egg. So it forms a one cell. From one cell you get many cells in the body. So inside one cell contains all the machinery needed to build a body. Okay, so this machinery is encoded in the DNA itself. So this DNA is a way of storing information. It is like your CD-ROM, your cassette player, your SD card. Okay, but the thing is, all life on Earth share the same storage method, which is DNA. Alright, right? And according to the evidence, life started from 3.5 to 3.8 billion years ago. Okay, up to now 3 point something billion years until now, all life is still using DNA. Okay, never change. Yeah, so DNA is basically double stranded. So you got monomers, we call them nucleotides. There are 4 types of nucleotides: adenosine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, ATCG. Okay, so one side will be, if A must be G and A must be together, T and C must be together. Okay, so if here I put T, here must be C. If here I put G, here must be A. Okay, so both will form a double stranded and they will curl, they will coil, right? They will pushing together. So this is called DNA. Yeah, and yeah, so we talk a bit about DNA. So DNA will become RNA. Okay, there are many types of RNA. One is messenger RNA, one is transfer RNA, one is ribosomal RNA. What is the difference? Okay, so inside the DNA, the messenger RNA will come out first. It will come out ribosomal RNA. A ribosomal RNA will combine with protein to form ribosome. So now you got ribosome. Ribosome is like the machine. Then you got messenger RNA. Messenger RNA will come to the ribosome, and then ribosome will plus the messenger RNA. They will synthesize something called protein. Okay, protein is basically amino acid, but a long chain of amino acid. Right, so it is not magic okay, it is chemistry. It's all automatic, but the chemistry itself tells the what protein to build. So how does the ribosome know what protein, what amino acid to build? It is based on the nucleotides. Okay, so what scientists know, they don't know everything, okay, but what they know is every 3 nucleotides is 1 codon. Okay, every 3 codon is 1 amino acid. So to build a protein, you need many amino acids. So in total in the world, there are only 20 amino acids. Okay. Yeah. So so but when you mix them up, then you get different protein. So you put different amino acids together, the structure and the pattern of the amino acid will be different. Then the function and the features of the protein will be different. Okay. So another function of protein is as to be enzymes. Enzymes are basically catalysts. They help chemical reactions. So for example, if you got carbon and oxygen, okay, how to make CO2? Carbon and oxygen, you need a catalyst, you need an enzyme. Enzyme will come, join together, C and O become CO2. Right, so you need protein. Protein enzyme is a type of protein which causes chemical reactions to happen. Right. So all cells do translate RNA into the same. So there are only 4 nucleotides, like A, T, C, and G. So this is evidence that all life on Earth come from a common ancestor cell. There is a common ancestor that's why all of us share the same replicative procedure okay, all life share it the same because we come from a single, maybe it come from outer space, right? Maybe one day bacteria came from outer space and one bacteria became everything, I don't know. Okay, but it comes from a single okay, so yeah, so we have now we know what is a codon. Then from many codons we got one gene. One gene is basically one protein. Okay, one codon gives you one amino acid, but one gene give you one protein. Okay, so they divide into okay, here is one gene. This one produces, let's say, your kidney protein, your muscle protein. So it gives you one gene so we got many genes okay, tens of thousands of genes in the human body. So why we have something called gene expression. Okay, not the whole DNA is being expressed, means being built protein. For example, if the cell is in your kidney, they don't want to build anything else, they only want to build kidney. If it's in the liver, then only put liver cell. So the cell will only express certain genes where if the cell is in your different part of the body, it will express differently, right? So how it knows how to the gene expression depends on the yeah, on some chemicals in the cell that tells it how to express. I'm not so sure. Okay. um okay, this is about replicative lah. Now we talk about energy. All cells also need free energy. Okay, why? Is because when you want to build chemicals, let's say you want to build CO2, you need carbon oxygen. To build carbon oxygen, you need to form a bond. To break a bond, to form a bond, you need energy. Okay, so yeah, and all cells use ATP. Okay, whether it's plant, whether it's bacteria, archaea, any cell, all use ATP. So what is ATP? ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So adenosine, you got one adenosine plus three phosphate bonds. Okay. Um, so this triphosphate bond is very high in energy. When you break one phosphate bond, you got a lot of energy release. So so it is a storage of energy lah. Okay. And it is also to synthesize your DNA and RNA. Remember the AGTC. A stands for adenosine. So adenosine triphosphate, the adenosine there is the same adenosine as the nucleotide A. So you need ATP to create DNA as well lah. So all cells have this same thing as well. Next, all cells have a membrane. Okay, why you need a membrane is as a barrier, because you want the good things to come in, the waste you want to throw out, right? Maybe you need glucose, so you want glucose to come in, but you don't want carbon dioxide, so carbon dioxide must go out. So you need a membrane to separate the inside and the outside. So I think all cells have a bilayer lah, means they are water soluble. Okay. Now we talk a bit about cells, where there are so many types of bacteria, there are so many types of cells in the world. Maybe there could be millions or billions of cells, different types of species. So some of it is found in the sunlight, some of it is found under ocean, deep under ocean. Okay, kilometers of under the water, under ocean. Some of it is found in the volcano, right? The volcano underwater. Some of it is found under the ice, beneath the surface of Antarctica. Some of it is found under the soil, under the earth crust, a few kilometers under the earth's crust. So, but most of these cells or bacteria cannot be cultured in the laboratory, because once you take them out of their ecosystem, they die. So okay, and these bacteria. Okay, now we talk a bit about bacteria, then we talk about archaea. So start with bacteria first. What is the food for bacteria? So some bacteria eat sugar, some bacteria eat amino acid, some eat hydrocarbon, methane gas. Some bacteria use light as food. Some use rocks, minerals, inorganic minerals, like for example hydrogen gas, iron, H2S, sulfur. So when they use inorganic material, then they need to get the carbon from CO2. Okay, so many bacteria can become diseased. But they can also become small factories lah, to build drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. Okay, archaea is different from bacteria because they lack organelles. Okay, organelles means like mitochondria, like chloroplast. They don't have these organelles. Organelles means you got inside the cell, you got smaller cells inside the cell. Okay, they don't have, and the biochemical reactions are different lah inside archaea. And okay, so we know that cells, bacteria like to mutate. They mutate very fast. okay, because they are not like eukaryotes. Eukaryotes got a nucleus inside the cell. They got one more small membrane called a nucleus. So the nucleus protect against mutation because it is the DNA is keep inside the nucleus. But bacteria no nucleus, so they mutate very fast. Okay, eukaryotes according to the theory, okay, eukaryotes is very big, and they got many organelles inside. They got many things inside, like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, perosomes, mitochondria, chloroplast. Okay, which bacteria don't have. But eukaryotes are actually they come from archaea and bacteria combined. According to the research findings, one day you got archaea. The archaea eat the bacteria. Okay, this bacteria is like mitochondria. They eat the bacteria. Now you got eukaryote, right? Okay, where's the evidence? Okay, because they found archaea with a bacteria inside. They found it. Okay, this bacteria is aerobic. Archaea is anaerobic. Means archaea don't use oxygen lah. The bacteria inside the archaea, they found it uses oxygen. And then when they do DNA sequencing for this archaea, it is very similar to mitochondria, right? So they call this archaea the Asgard lineage. The Asgard, like you watch Marvel movies, Thor come from Asgard. So the Asgard comes from this lineage. This archaea is considered Asgardian lah. Okay, and for plants, they believe that plants come from the archaea swallow a mitochondria bacteria, and then it swallow another chloroplast bacteria. So now the archaea got chloroplast inside, so they become one. So the DNA in the chloroplast combined with the DNA in the archaea, now you have photosynthetic cell. Okay, you got a plant, you got green color plant, photosynthetic. Okay, so the DNA sequence shows the origins, so the evidence of the origins that actually we come from bacteria human beings. Okay, eukaryotes means complicated cells and yeah, so that's our history. Okay, thank you, bye.